A massive development has just happened around the Clarity Bill, and today we're breaking it all down. But before we jump in, quick shout out to our sponsor, Tandem. If you're in crypto, self-custody should absolutely be on your checklist. Tandem makes it super simple, especially if you're just getting started. It's a hardware wallet that works just like a credit card with your phone. Easy to set up, highly secure, and one of the best options out there right now. Make sure to check the link in the description below to grab an exclusive discount. And yes, these discounts stack. So if there's already an offer on their website, you'll get an additional one on top of that. All right, let's bring in our guest today, Chris Perkins, CEO of CoinFund. Chris, great to have you here. Let's talk about where the crypto market stands right now. I was looking at your recent post where you said, take the geopolitical boot off the neck of crypto. Do you think we're finally seeing a market bottom here? Thanks for having me. I think the market has been searching for a bottom for quite some time now. A lot of that stems from the aftermath of the last major downturn, where retail investors got hit really hard. On top of that, we've seen significant geopolitical stress, which has kept sentiment extremely low, even though the fundamentals are actually improving. And here's the interesting part. When fundamentals are improving but sentiment is still bad, that's usually a very constructive setup for investors. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, and in the short term, volatility is still very likely. When you have global tensions rising and even strong political rhetoric, markets can react negatively in the near term. That's just a reality. But despite all of this, crypto has shown incredible resilience. In fact, as soon as some of that geopolitical pressure eased, we saw crypto bounce back quickly, almost like a compressed spring releasing. And this brings us to the Clarity Act. I'm actually feeling very optimistic about regulatory clarity right now. One key development people might have missed is that the White House recently released a major economic report through the Council of Economic Advisors. This wasn't just a basic report. It involved economists, academic institutions, and deep research. It serves as an important step toward resolving the regulatory uncertainty we've been dealing with. And more importantly, it helps pave the way for the Clarity Bill to move forward. This wasn't just a small report. It involved analysts, economists, and major institutions. A deep, large-scale analysis. And one key takeaway? The report clearly stated that banks didn't just overstate the risks, they grossly overstated them. Now, the real question is, does this give the bill more credibility in Washington? Because let's be honest, right now, this is still a partisan issue. Some people see it as political noise rather than real policy progress. So, how does this actually play out? I think a lot of people are asking, why are companies like Coinbase and big banks influencing this bill? But the reality is simple. You need votes to pass legislation. And to get those votes, you have to sit down with senators and ask them directly, what do you need to support this bill? Even on the Republican side, I've had conversations where the response was clear. This bill cannot harm our community banks. We depend on them. And that's fair. But here's the truth. Community banks were already under pressure long before stablecoins even existed. What this report confirms is something we already suspected. Stablecoins don't destroy the system. They simply move money within the system. In fact, if community banks adopt this technology early, it could actually unlock new opportunities for them. So overall, this report removes a major roadblock and brings us one step closer to getting the votes needed. Now, if you look at prediction markets, there's already speculation around the Clarity Act being signed into law by 2026. Even though things have been moving sideways, it feels like this report hasn't fully been pricing yet. And remember, Congress was on break and is just now returning. So we could start seeing more movement very soon. One big unresolved issue is yield on stablecoins. Right now, you're not hearing much about it publicly, and that might be intentional, because both sides may already be close to an agreement, and too much public debate could break that fragile balance. It's a delicate situation. Could things still fall apart? Absolutely. And honestly, it's a bit frustrating, because we already had a strong bill in place. But despite that, this latest development is still a very positive step forward. Now, shifting gears to the global stage, recent developments, especially involving countries like Iran, highlight why crypto adoption is accelerating. When reports came out about crypto being used for transactions, it sparked a bigger conversation. Is Bitcoin becoming a neutral global asset? From a broader perspective, this makes sense. Bitcoin is a lot like gold. Countries can mine it, use it, and no one can fully stop them. And in a world where trust between nations is breaking down, something permissionless and trustless like Bitcoin naturally gains importance. This doesn't make it good or bad. It's simply technology evolving with the world.